Hello everyone, this is Dr. Shijun Wang. In today's video, I'm going to continue my topic of discussing piano basics. The topic today is accuracy. How do we not miss notes, not make mistakes when we play the piano, when we perform on the stage? I have four basic points here I want to share with you. Number one is that when we play the piano, we have to understand that professional pianists do not aim anything with distance. Okay, the easiest way to play with very, very high accuracy is to have your hands touching the keys and feeling this spatial recognition, the space of, or the graphs, the maps of the keyboard. Yeah, and the biggest help is to feel the two black key group and then the three black keys group, and then glue your hand on the keyboard. Yeah, develop a recognition of the shapes of our keyboard by gradually playing without even looking at the keys. Yeah. Yeah, something like that, so that everything you know that you can feel with your bare hands. Here I want to share with you a very, very important point by telling you a story. My Juilliard professor, Joseph Kallichstein, used to be the jury of Van Cliburn competition for many, many years. And I don't know exactly which year, but there was a Japanese pianist who won the gold medal, and he was completely blind. He's a blind pianist, and of course, it's very touching. Yeah, very touching as a audience member to see how a blind pianist, and even did a fantastic job in the final stage with the concerto. And he could not see the conductor. Somehow, the ear has to lead him. And when my professor returned home, his wife, who is a lawyer, asked him like, "Oh, that Japanese pianist is so fantastic, and how could he do that?" And my teacher showed her, said, "Okay, let's turn off the light, and I'm not looking," and played something completely without looking at the keyboard. And the wife was really amazed. Oh, so all the professional pianists can do it? Yeah, I mean, I'm not telling this story to say that it's not amazing for a blind person to play like that. But there's many aspects that we couldn't understand. How could he learn? Did he learn everything by ear, or is there like special scores that he could use? But even though, then he has to find the shape without looking. That is really fascinating, very, very amazing. But you see, once we learned the score, then if we know the piece enough, then we can play by not looking, because we're feeling the keyboard. Yeah, and I can give you many, many other example. Artetum, the great jazz musician who Horowitz and Rachmaninoff admires, he's totally blind, and he just plays like God and so fast and accurate without looking, but always feeling the keys. Huh? Okay, the second point is proper grouping. Let's say if a piece has 1,000 notes, a amateur pianist would probably try to aim 1,000 times, but a professional pianist would group the 1,000 notes into probably 200 groups or 300 groups. So that 3 notes or 4 notes is one group, and then you remember the shape of this group, so that not only you're thinking less, you're having a more secure grouping. And what is this? You don't recognize it, but that is the beginning of, right? I don't know how many notes, probably 20 already, but yeah, that's what I remember. Or not 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, but 1, 2, 3. So before I even start the F, all my fingers are on the right spots. Okay, I remember the shapes. The third suggestion I can give you is the proper support of the fingertips. Okay, and we see this often when we have students miss notes playing octaves or double notes, where sometimes they do play a black key with a weak finger. For instance, yeah, the finger sliding down, or sometimes, yeah, the fourth finger or fifth finger miss-hit notes. And at beginning, it seems normal because everybody does it. But when you think about it, the shape of an octave or is probably the most secure hand shape for all pianists, because we play octaves, if not billion times, but at least a couple of 100 million times, right? Then how can we still miss it? And how do we never miss the thumb, right? Very, very rarely we miss the thumb, because thumb is easier. It's easier for thumb to support, but then harder for the pinkies to support. Yeah, I shared this with other videos too already. A good exercise to secure that is to not to play this with octave, but if you can play an octave passage with only your pinky, then you're all set. Yeah, it's about the support. So think about the support. Yeah, don't just find the shape and think you're good to go. My last point here is about concentration. We all know piano is really a very, very difficult, if not the hardest activity you can do. It's two hands with multiple layers of voices and proper touch, the right feeling, the dynamics, the atmosphere, not mentioning the pedaling, the ear. And then every piano is different. You have to always adjust, right? All of these are just unthinkable for people who never played it. It's not just cool. It's very, very difficult. And while we do all that, we have to keep our mind concentrated on this, without thinking, oh, what should I eat after practice session, or other things that can distract you. Yeah, I often tell my students the level of concentrating is almost like a brain surgeon doing surgery, right? If you miss something, people will die. But that's how you have to concentrate when you play the piano. And if you're young, maybe 3 minutes, maybe 5 minutes tops. But if you are a conservatory student, you at least have to practice how you can concentrate for at least 40 minutes, right? Half of a concert. Then you have a break, then practice how to focus on the next half. When I was young, I was really very nervous when I go on stage. So sometimes I even felt like I'm sick in my stomach. I feel like I want to vomit. Yeah, for a certain time when I was young. So I decided to not eat. Yeah. Then if I really want to throw up, I have nothing to throw. No, because usually what happens is that towards the end of the concert, my mind doesn't work, because I've already burned I don't know how much calorie and energy for an hour. So the last 20 minutes really was hard. Yeah. Now I've developed my routine of, maybe not to eat right before the concert, but I always do it probably 2 hours, 3 hours before, so that I don't feel stuffed, but I have enough energy, I have carbs, I have protein to support my brain so that I can concentrate. Yeah. And of course, this requires you to practice. But if these 4 points that you can apply to your practicing session, I hope that you can find it helpful for a better accuracy in your playing. Thank you for watching. See you next time.